Have you ever struggled with growing onions? Green onions are pretty easy, but bulb onions or globe onions, they take a little extra know-how to get really nice plump bulbs. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 ways to success with onions. Hey guys, I'm Brian with Next Level Gardening. If you're looking to join an online garden community that offers tips, tricks, and support to help take your gardening to the next level, you're in the right place. Get started now by clicking subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss anything. Now let's get growing. So in the beginning, I had a few pretty rough years growing onions, and I was really frustrated. We use onions so much in cooking, and I wanted to be able to grow my own, but all I got was this. Is that a familiar scenario? Let me know in the comments. My biggest mistake was growing the wrong type of onion for my area. I didn't realize that onions were photothermoperiodic, which means they're very sensitive to day length and daylight hours. An onion is stimulated into stopping the production of green leaves and starting the production of the bulb as the days start to lengthen between spring and summer. Certain onions need a specific amount of daylight hours for a specific number of days in order to bulb up properly. Very simply put, the closer you are to the equator, the shorter your summer days are, and the further you are from the equator, the longer your summer days are. In the United States, it's broken down like this map. If you're in the northern part of the US, you grow long day onions. In the middle section, you're going to grow intermediate day onions, and in the southern section, we here grow short day onions. And this is worked out the same way with those latitudes all the way around the world, at least in the northern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere, you can find this information on Google, I'm sure of it. If for nothing else, Google your city and long day or short day onions, and you'll probably find that information. When you're buying seeds for onions, or if you're buying onion sets or transplants, and we'll get into all that in a second, make sure they are short day, intermediate, or long day, depending on where you're located, because if you get that wrong, all you're gonna get is green leaves and very tiny little stick-thin bulbs, if any. To make this all the more difficult and confusing for you, most garden centers offer the wrong type for your area, or at least they do here. Or they don't tell you the variety, so you have no idea what you're getting. Just to put this to the test, I went to 5 garden centers here yesterday, including the big boxes, Home Depot and Lowe's, and those both got an F because the onion seedlings they had were labeled, well, one of them didn't have any. I think it was Lowe's. They had them, and they were just labeled white or red. No way of knowing the actual name, and no way of knowing the length of day they require. Now, maybe they didn't have the name on it, but surely they wouldn't sell something that wouldn't work for this area in a store that is in this area. Well, Lowe's did, to be fair, have one named variety, and it was a long day onion. We're short day here. So if I was to have bought those unknowingly, grown them for months, and waiting for that day where I was going to get these nice big bulbs in June, when it's typically harvest time, I would have ended up with this again. Now, I went to 2 other garden centers that were smaller. They weren't owned by a big conglomerate, and they had red and white just like the other 2. And another name variety that was, again, a long day onion. So finally, at the last stop, which was 25 minutes away from me, but I will give Walter Anderson in Poway a shout out because I finally found some short day onion seedlings, a few varieties actually, and they were also the only garden center to have onion seeds other than green onions or bunching onions. And the onion seed varieties they had there were also appropriate for our area, short day. So if you've tried to grow onions in the past and have failed, it might not have been completely your fault. The second mistake is sowing the seeds in the wrong season. In my climate, which has very mild winters, we sow our seeds in November. So if you're in a southern climate like me and you don't get a lot of frost, and you haven't yet sowed your onion seeds, it is not too late for this year. If you're in a northern cold winter climate, you sow your seeds in the spring or late winter, depending on where you are, as soon as the ground is thawed and can be worked. So for some of you, it's not time yet, but stick around because I've got some other information you'll need to know. There are 3 ways to grow onions. from seed, from seedlings or transplants, and from sets. An onion set is basically just a baby onion bulb. The grower grew that from seed until it was just a little bulb, pulled it up, stored it for the winter, and they sell it in the spring. It gives you a bit of a jump start. Now, the day length still matters for the variety, and you want to pay attention to that. Another thing that matters is size. The smaller, the better. The larger the little onion set, the sooner it's going to stop growing and try to go to flower. Now, I will tell you, I have never had good luck growing onions from sets. Let me know in the comments if you grow from sets and if you do just fine, or you're like me and you don't get a good outcome from them. So, not going to be talking about sets, although they will be planted exactly the same way I plant the transplants. I'm going to go over how to grow onions from seed and from transplants. We'll start with seed. I always grow my seed in little containers, but you can also start them directly into the garden. I just reuse Garden Center 6-packs, and you can sow the seeds really thickly, which is good because they're small, because they're super easy to separate once they're growing, and they're very forgiving of transplanting. Probably the most forgiving crop there is. So to sow the seeds, basically just put some in your fingertips, sprinkle them around the surface, try to at least spread them throughout the surface of whatever you're growing in. That will make it a little easier to separate, but you don't have to worry about it too much. And then just barely cover them with about 1/8 of an inch of potting soil. And try to get sterilized potting soil, seed starting mix. You're always going to get the best results from that. Onion seeds are really easy, and about a week to 10 days from now, they will be up and growing. And you want to give them about 3 to 4 weeks of growing in that container, and then it will be time to transplant them in the garden. They should look like this. Or you can buy some just like this from a nursery, if they have the type you should be growing. Some garden centers might have them bare root. You can buy them that way as well, and that's totally fine. But we're going to make our own bare root seedlings. It's really easy. Just remove a cell from the 6-pack, or a little group of them if you've grown them in something bigger, and just swish it around in some water until the roots are free of most of the soil. And then we can plant. The best location is in full sun and in rich, well-draining soil. You want to space the onions far enough apart so they don't crowd each other. About 6 inches should be good for most varieties. Plant the onion deep enough to bury most of the white part. If you're seeding directly into the garden, sow seeds, about 2 seeds every 6 inches, and then thin them out to 1 every 6 inches once the seedlings have been up for a few weeks. You can replant the seedlings you pull out during thinning into bare spots, or just take them in and use them in cooking. It's basically a miniature green onion. As far as fertilizing goes, onions are heavy feeders and they need nitrogen to grow a lot of green leaves. Because with onions, the more green leaves you have, the bigger the bulb. Because when you think about it, if you ever sliced an onion in half, the bulb is actually just the layers of leaves that have swollen under the ground. And so in the beginning, you want to have a good amount of nitrogen to feed those leaves and produce as many new leaves as possible. So the first couple of months of the plant's growth, you want to feed the leaves every 2 weeks with a good organic balanced fertilizer. Make sure it has a good first number, if that's the nitrogen. I use Neptune's Harvest tomato and veg. Once you see the bulb starting to develop though, you want to stop fertilizing. Continuing on with nitrogen fertilizer will actually cause the bulbs to split. Another thing that can cause onions to split is too much fertilizer. And by the way, bolting is when an onion goes to flower too soon. They'll also bolt from a stress response. If there's a wild extreme from heat to cold, or from really dry to really wet, that can make them bolt as well. Now you can still eat the bulb if it does go to seed or go to flower. It doesn't affect it in any way, but it's going to pretty much stop growing at that point. So if your onion goes to flower, just go ahead and pull it up and enjoy it at whatever size the bulb happens to be. You can also eat the tops. They're just green onions. Now, while we're talking about fertilizer, not enough phosphorus can be a problem. So for good root development, plants need phosphorus, and onions are phosphorus hungry. And we want to get the phosphorus down at the root level, so right at planting time, I use a little Neptune's Harvest crab and lobster. I could just sprinkle it down the row and then plant or sow my seeds. You can also use bone meal as well. Following these rules should give you a good harvest in late spring or early summer, usually around June for me. And once you've harvested the onions, well, first of all, you'll know they need to be harvested because the leaves will start turning brown and flopping over. And once that happens, that's time to check them at least, make sure they're bulbed up, and you can dig them up. Don't ever pull them. You want to keep the bulb and the stem intact. But I've got all this information about curing and storing onions and harvesting onions in a video. I'll put a link right here. If you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend on your favorite social media. I'd really appreciate that. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.